All right, guys. In today's video, we're gonna be going over the combat engineer. It's like they're in infantry, but they're not in infantry. But we're gonna dive into it right now. All right, guys. Let's see what it is to be a combat engineer.
My name is Corporal Jeremy Allen Fletcher. I'm a 1371, a combat engineer. They say we're the jack of all trades. We do counter mobility, survivability. You build SWA huts, you build other buildings out there for Marines out in Afghanistan or Iraq. You're laying down concrete, you're fixing airfields to where the planes can actually land and bring Marines in and sailors in, or take Marines and sailors out. Also on the demolition side.
All right, so when it comes down to, I guess, people's perception of what a combat engineer is, they just think of, explosives. They think of things like that. But there's a whole different side of a combat engineer. They're responsible for building stuff, as he said, laying down concrete, cutting through tree lines, all kind of stuff. So it's not just the demolition part of a combat engineer that's important. It's also like the building aspect, the engineering part as well.
We do urban demolition, where we actually blow in doors to houses and buildings. And then we just do basic demolition, just basic shots, blowing in abattises, taking out trees, taking out stumps, putting in cratering, ditching.
So basically, my thing of what a combat engineer is to me is like a souped up infantryman. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, combat engineers are grunts because they're gonna do everything we're gonna do, and they're gonna carry extra crap. So like they're gonna be carrying shotguns, C4, Bangalores, all kind of explosive, all kind of different pieces of gear to cut barbed wire, to knock down doors, to breach doors, to breach whatever it may be. They're going to be the ones doing all that, sweeping for mines or sweeping for IEDs, all kind of stuff. They're responsible for all that. Plus, they're going to be traveling with a grunt. They're traveling with grunts, so they got to be able to know how to be a grunt as well. So, like you said, they're the jack of all trades.
Blowing up caches, you're finding them to where that takes the advantage away from the enemy of hurting your fellow Marines or sailors. On a normal mission, you have about one squad of combat engineers, which is attached to one company of a grunt battalion. And within that squad, you have 2 to 3 Marines per team that goes out with each platoon in that company.
So like us, we had a platoon of combat engineers attached to us on my first and second deployment. And one team within that combat engineer platoon would go with first platoon, the other one went with second platoon, the other one went with third platoon. And like he said, they're going to be traveling with these guys. So it's important for them to know how to clear houses, how to be able to maneuver under fire, how to do what an average grunt does. They have to know how to do that. Plus, they have to be able to know how to do their job efficiently. So for you guys looking to go into that MOS, just know it's not going to be super easy. You're going to be having to do above and beyond of what you might think it takes to be a combat engineer. Like I said, you're going to have to know how to be a grunt, like a basic 0311, and you're going to have to be like efficient at your job as well. So it's not just going to be, I just got to know how to do explosive. No, you're going to, like I said, you're going to have to know how to clear houses. You're going to have to know how to maneuver under fire. You're going to have to know just basic level stuff as a grunt, still being a combat engineer.
You have to know what you're doing. A lot of the times, you're not going to know what's going to be thrown at you. So you need to be ready for anything. So you constantly need to be refreshing yourself on all the knowledge that you know about the Marine Corps, about your job, about the Marine to the left and to the right of you, their job. So
there's been instances I've seen combat engineers carrying 240s. They're having to help machine gunners. We might have combat engineers that needed to help mortars carry rounds, and they're going to be on the line with us. So when he said at the beginning of the video that combat engineers are the jack of all trades, they literally are. Because like I said, they're gonna get attached to a grunt company, and it's not just you're in charge of being a combat engineer. No, if I need you to come get on the mortar line, cool. If they need machine guns, need help, hey, you're going with machine guns. It's just they're gonna go where they're needed. So for all y'all looking to be a combat engineer, just really pay attention, do your research, and really find out if this is something for you, because you're gonna have to carry your normal gear like that you need for the field, plus you're gonna be carrying your combat engineering gear, and then you might have to carry some extra gear if you're attached to a specific platoon or a specific like section. So just know it's not gonna be just your average, oh, I'm a pogue but I'm attached to grunts. No, you're basically a grunt.
That way, whenever you do get into a fight, you do get into theater, you know what's going to come at you, and you'll know what to throw back at them. I love being a Marine because there's nothing else out in the world like it. There honestly isn't. The thrill that you get from being a Marine, you can't touch it. Not even 1% of Americans can say that they're United States Marine.
Yo, that when you think about that, that's crazy. Not even 1% of Americans can say that they are a United States Marine. That's wild. That just shows you what it kind of really takes to be a Marine, and like just the respect that's given to you as a Marine. That's crazy. Not even 1%. But yeah, and keep in mind, no grunt wants a combat engineer attached to them that is not good at just being, one, a basic level Marine, and two, being a basic level grunt. That means you are now a liability to that platoon, to that section, whatever that combat engineer is attached to. So like I said, keep in mind, you're going to have to go above and beyond to be a combat engineer in my mind, because like I said, you need to be efficient at your own specific roles as a combat engineer, but you also need to be efficient at your basic O3 just level grunt infantryman skills. So,
and that to me makes me feel like I'm held at a higher standard. It makes me feel good knowing that, you know, America's dependent upon me and the Marines to the left and to the right of me.
Well, there you go, guys. That's what a little bit of an inside look of what a combat engineer does. What are the roles of a combat engineer? So for all the guys and girls out there wanting to be a combat engineer, there you go. That's what you have to look forward to. Hopefully this video has given somebody some hope out there, has helped somebody looking to one day become a Marine combat engineer. I hope this was a help to you. Please drop in the comments, what job do you want me to cover next? What job do you want me to give insight on next? If you like the video, give it a like. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you do not miss anything from me. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.